Have you ever wondered why Antarctica, the Earth's southernmost continent, remains uninhabited? This chilling landmass occupying the very bottom of our world map is a stark white mystery to many. Let's begin with some geographical context. Antarctica is nestled in the southernmost part of the globe, entirely within the Antarctic Circle. It's surrounded by the Southern Ocean, far removed from the hustle and bustle of the world's populated regions. Imagine the solitude of an endless expanse of ice, stretching as far as the eye can see. Now let's talk about the weather, and brace yourselves. It's going to be a cold one. Antarctica is the coldest, windiest, and driest continent. It holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth, a bone-chilling -89 degrees Celsius. That's far colder than your home freezer. Even in the warmest months, temperatures rarely rise above freezing. And then there's the wind. Imagine the harshest winter gust you've ever felt, and then multiply that feeling. In Antarctica, winds can reach speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most high-speed trains. As for precipitation, don't expect a snow globe fantasy. Despite being covered in ice, Antarctica is technically a desert, with some areas receiving as little as 2 centimeters of precipitation a year. All these factors combine to create a harsh and inhospitable environment, not exactly ideal for human habitation. There are no native human populations in Antarctica. The only humans you'll find are scientists and researchers who brave the extreme conditions to live in temporary research stations. They come for limited periods, studying everything from climate change to unique wildlife, before returning to more hospitable climes. So, with a geographical location that's remote, weather that's extreme, and an environment that's inhospitable, you begin to understand why this vast, icy desert remains the Earth's uninhabited continent. Now that we have an understanding of the harsh environment, let's delve into the historical aspect of Antarctica. To comprehend why Antarctica is uninhabited, we need to trace back to its discovery. The exploration era of the 19th century was a time of great voyages and discoveries. It was a time when explorers set sail, driven by curiosity and the desire for the unknown, often risking their lives in the process. Among these explorers were those who ventured into the icy, uncharted territories of the Antarctic. The first confirmed sighting of Antarctica didn't occur until the year 1820. Yes, you heard it right. It was as recent as just over 200 years ago. The Russian expedition led by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev were the first to lay their eyes on the icy continent. They were sailing close to the Antarctic coast when they spotted an ice shelf that later came to be known as the Fimbul Ice Shelf. However, it wasn't until 75 years later, in 1895, that humans first set foot on the Antarctic continent. This historic event was made possible by a Norwegian team led by Henrik Bull and Karsten Borchgrevink. They landed at Cape Adare and spent the summer there, conducting research and surviving the harsh conditions. Yet, let's take a moment to appreciate the magnitude of this discovery. A whole new continent, larger than Europe and Australia combined, laid untouched by human civilization for so long. It was a land of mystery and extreme conditions where temperatures could plummet to -89 degrees Celsius, a place where the sun didn't rise for 6 months in a year. With the discovery of such a vast landmass, one would typically expect a rush for colonization, a scramble for resources. Such was the case with other continents during the era of exploration. However, Antarctica was different. It was unique. It was a land that defied the norms of human habitation. With this newfound land, one would expect a rush for colonization. However, that was not the case with Antarctica. The main reason why Antarctica remains uninhabited lies within a historical document, the Antarctic Treaty. A monumental agreement signed in 1959, the Antarctic Treaty is more than just a piece of paper. It's a commitment, a pact between nations to leave this isolated, icy expanse untouched by the trappings of human civilization. The treaty was born out of a shared desire to preserve Antarctica's unique environment and to encourage peaceful international cooperation. It's a remarkable piece of legislation that has been signed by 54 countries, all pledging to abstain from any military activity on the continent. This includes the prohibition of mineral mining, a lucrative temptation that could have easily led to the exploitation and destruction of Antarctica's pristine wilderness. But the treaty goes further. It also bans nuclear testing and the disposal of nuclear waste. In a world where the specter of nuclear warfare looms large, Antarctica stands as a beacon of peace, free from the threat of devastating radioactive fallout. Yet the Antarctic Treaty isn't just about what you can't do, it's also a charter for what you can do, and that's scientific research. It encourages nations to work together, to share their findings, and to use Antarctica as a living laboratory. A place where we can learn more about our planet, climate change, and the mysteries of the universe. But perhaps the most crucial aspect of the treaty is its commitment to protecting Antarctica's unique ecozone. This includes the continent's diverse wildlife, from the playful penguins to the majestic whales that call these icy waters home. The treaty ensures that they, and the delicate ecosystem they inhabit, are protected from human interference. In essence, the Antarctic Treaty serves as a shield, protecting this last wilderness from the reach of human habitation. It's a testament to the power of international cooperation and the shared recognition of the intrinsic value of our natural world. The treaty not only prevents habitation but also preserves Antarctica for peaceful and scientific pursuits. But what if the treaty didn't exist? What if people started to inhabit Antarctica? Imagine a world where the untouched wilderness of Antarctica is compromised by human habitation. The impact would be far-reaching and potentially devastating. Let's begin with the environmental impacts. Antarctica's pristine environment, free from human pollution, would be at risk. More people means more waste, plastic, oil, and even noise pollution. These pollutants could wreak havoc on the fragile Antarctic ecosystem, disrupting the lives of the wildlife that call this icy continent home. Speaking of wildlife, human habitation would introduce a new predator into the mix: us. The Antarctic wildlife, from seals to penguins to the smallest krill, have evolved in isolation from humans. They have no fear of us, making them vulnerable to human interference. Our presence could potentially lead to changes in feeding patterns, breeding habits, and overall survival rates of these unique creatures. Moreover, the risk of introducing non-native species is high. Whether it's seeds stuck in the tread of a boot or a stowaway rat on a ship, these intruders could establish themselves in the Antarctic environment and outcompete native species for resources. The consequences would be irreversible, leading to a loss of biodiversity and potentially even the extinction of native species. And let's not forget the impact on the ice itself. The ice in Antarctica plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate. Human habitation and the associated activities could accelerate the melting of this ice, contributing to rising sea levels and other climate change effects. The consequences of human habitation in Antarctica would be far-reaching and potentially catastrophic. It's not just about the loss of a pristine wilderness, but also about the disruption of an ecosystem that has been perfectly balanced for millions of years. The preservation of Antarctica is not just about maintaining its pristine condition, but also about protecting its unique ecosystem. Let's ensure that this last frontier remains untouched, for the sake of our planet and future generations. So, why is Antarctica not inhabited? It seems like a simple question, but as we've learned today, the answer is a complex tapestry of history, science, and international diplomacy. Let's take a moment to journey back through the points we've discussed. We started with the extreme weather conditions. The icy continent is the coldest, windiest, and driest place on Earth. Temperatures can plummet to a bone-chilling minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. The winds can reach up to 200 miles per hour, and it's so dry that it's technically a desert. These harsh conditions make it impossible for humans to live there without significant technological assistance. Then, we delved into the history of Antarctica's discovery. It was the last continent to be discovered due to its remote location and harsh conditions. Its isolation and the mysteries that it held made it a subject of fascination and exploration. However, it remained uninhabited due to the extreme weather and lack of resources. Next, we discussed the Antarctic Treaty, an agreement among nations that prohibits any military activity, mineral mining, nuclear testing, and nuclear waste disposal. It also supports scientific research and protects the continent's ecozone. This treaty is crucial in ensuring that Antarctica remains a place of peace and science. Lastly, we explored the potential consequences of human habitation. The delicate ecosystems of Antarctica are home to unique wildlife that have adapted to its severe conditions. Human habitation could disrupt these ecosystems and potentially lead to the extinction of these species. Moreover, the impact of human activity could have irreversible effects on the global climate. In conclusion, Antarctica's inhospitable conditions, its significance in international diplomacy, and the potential catastrophic effects of human habitation all contribute to why it remains uninhabited. While human curiosity and exploration know no bounds, Antarctica serves as a reminder that some places on Earth should remain untouched for the greater good.